Whittward Carver and the Chrono-Toast Conundrum. Our tale unfolds in the intellectually charged hamlet of Brainbridge, where the air is thick with theorems and the coffee could jolt a corpse into performing interpretive dance. Here, in a cosy cottage that's witnessed more calculations than a room full of abacuses on steroids, resides Professor Emmett Quark, a man who could make Einstein reach for his calculator like a toddler grasping for a rattle. One dreary afternoon, Professor Quark, in a bout of absent-minded genius, cobbled together a time machine from a vintage toaster. With a flick of a switch and a lever pull, it wasn't just bread getting browned, it was the fabric of space-time itself. However, in a twist as unpredictable as British weather, the professor listed the wrong item on eBay. Instead of offloading an old toaster, he put up the temporal Toastmaster for a bargain, buy-it-now price. Enter Whittward Carver, prowling eBay for a steal on small appliances. "Blast it all," he muttered. "My flat's been bereft of decent toast since the Great Pigeon Incursion of 19. Spotting Quark's listing, he struck quicker than a politician's promise on election day. 2 clicks, and 40 quid later, the Chrono Toaster was his. Days later, a package plopped onto Whittward's doorstep, looking as unassuming as a politician's conscience. He unwrapped his new toaster, admiring its retro design. "Banging," he thought, plugging it in. But as he pulled the lever, the room flickered like a dodgy fluorescent light. Suddenly, his kitchen was awash with disco-era wallpaper and a fridge full of cheesecloth-wrapped mysteries. "What the flipping heck?" Whittward exclaimed, staring at the avocado-green appliances. He checked the toaster. It was humming like a tiny Tesla coil, spitting out a slice of burnt bread stamped with the date, May 17th, 1975. Thinking he'd finally lost the plot, Whittward did what any sane person would do. He made another piece of toast. This time, his kitchen morphed into a Victorian scullery, complete with a maid who promptly fainted at the sight of him. "Blooming brilliant," he sighed, munching on toast dated November 3rd, 1888. Back in Brainbridge, Professor Quark realised his eBay blunder. "Bollocks!" he cried, spilling his tea. He rushed to his computer, firing off a message to Whittward. "Do not use the toaster. It's not what it seems." Meanwhile, Whittward was having a laugh, zipping through time like a temporal tourist. One moment he was in a 50s diner, the next, in a medieval banquet hall. He was chirping a Roman maiden when Quark's message pinged on his phone. "Allow that," Whittward chuckled, replying, "Too late, Professor. Just had a date with a lady from 120 AD. She thought I was a god. A fricking god." Quark facepalmed, groaning. "I've unleashed a time-travelling Casanova." But Whittward's temporal tomfoolery wasn't without consequence. His flat now resembled a historical theme park, and his neighbours were complaining about the sudden influx of chariots and penny farthings. "Gutted," Whittward sighed, looking at the mess. He sat down, the toaster before him like a tiny, temperamental deity. "Time to end this," he muttered, pulling the lever one last time. As the room flickered, he found himself face to face with Professor Quark, who'd tracked him down with a makeshift temporal GPS, a repurposed microwave. "Wagwan, Doc?" Whittward grinned, handing over the toaster. Quark shook his head, chuckling. "You've made quite the temporal tangle, Mr. Carver." "Well, Prof," Whittward replied, "at least I got a good story out of it, and some damn fine toast. And so, our chrono-culinary adventure ends, a testament to the unpredictable nature of genius, the perils of online shopping, and the power of a well-made slice of toast." In Brainbridge, life returned to its usual eccentricities, leaving Whittward Carver with a tale to tell and Professor Quark with a newfound respect for the humble toaster. As for the temporal Toastmaster, it's safely locked away, awaiting the day when the time-travelling toast might once again grace someone's breakfast table. Until then, it remains a testament to the absurdities of life, the power of invention, and the eternal quest for the perfect slice of toast.